won't be fooled. We're breaking through, breaking through. Their propaganda we can see right through. We're waking up, ain't nothing they can do. They lie to you.
Imagine a text so profound that it intertwines the spiritual, the metaphysical, and the magical. That text is none other than the Quran. The Quran holds a unique position among religious texts. It doesn't merely acknowledge the existence of magic, but it dives deep, exploring the realm of the magical in a way that is both enlightening and fascinating. It touches on different forms of magic, from the subtle enchantments to the grand displays of power that defy the laws of nature. It explores this elusive concept from various angles, providing a multifaceted view unlike any other. This is not just a book of faith. It's a window into a world that is often shrouded in mystery and misconception. As we delve deeper into the Quran, we find ourselves at Surah Al-Falaq, bears a robust message of protection. Verses 4-5 function as a prayer for protection from various evils, one of them being the harm inflicted by those who blow on knots, an implied reference to practitioners of magical spells. Surah Al-Falaq, thus, accentuates the need to seek divine protection against the plausible harm that magic can cause. Lastly, we arrive at Surah An-Nas, Surah 114. This surah, akin to Al-Falaq, is a prayer for protection. It specifically seeks refuge from the whisperings of Satan, who is described in verse 5 as whispering in the hearts of people, both from among the jinn and mankind. This surah subtly links magic to the whisperings of the devil and the evil of humans, reminding us to perpetually seek divine protection and guidance from Allah. These surahs also equip us with prayers for safeguarding against the harmful facets of magic, reinforcing the role of the Quran as a guide and a protector. One of the most compelling narratives involving magic is the tale of Moses, a story that transcends religious boundaries. Let's delve into the heart of this legendary saga, where the divine miracles and human magic are distinctly contrasted with stark clarity. In Surah Taugh 2069 and Surah Al-Araf 117 of the Quran, the story unfolds where Moses is called upon by God to confront Pharaoh and his court of magicians. Now here's where things get mystifying. The equipped with their tricks and illusions challenge Moses, as mentioned in Surah Al-Araf 116. They said, "O Moses, you throw, or we will be the first to throw." They throw down their staffs, which morph into serpents, as described in Surah 2066. So when they threw, they bewitched the eyes of the people and struck terror into them, and they presented a great magic. But Moses, undeterred, casts his own staff as ordered by God. His staff doesn't just transform into a serpent, it swallows up the magician's serpents as elucidated in Surah Taugh 2069. And throw what is in your right hand, it will swallow up what they have crafted. What they have crafted is but the trick of a magician, and the magician will not succeed wherever he is. This divine miracle, so overwhelming and irrefutable, leads the magicians to fall into prostration, acknowledging the supremacy of God's power over their own magical abilities, as depicted in Surah Al-Araf 120. And the magicians fell down in prostration to Allah. This tale not only provides a clear between human magic and divine miracles, but also illustrates that those who practice magic are not beyond redemption, as seen in the magician's eventual submission to God's will. In essence, the story of Moses and Pharaoh's magicians, peppered with verses from the Quran, is not just about a showdown of power. It's about the recognition of truth, the differentiation between illusion and reality, and the ultimate triumph of divine will over human manipulation, as encapsulated in the verse from Surah Taugh 20:70. So the magicians fell down in prostration. They said, "We have believed in the Lord of Aaron and Moses." The story of Moses serves as a powerful testament to the Quran's nuanced understanding of magic. This narrative, adorned with specific Quranic verses, continues to resonate across centuries, reminding us of the eternal battle between truth and illusion, miracle and magic, good and evil. Diving deeper into the Quran, we uncover a perspective on magic that challenges our preconceptions. Magic in the Quran, as depicted in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 102, is not the whimsical enchantment of fairy tales or the benign tricks of a stage magician. It's a serious matter, and the Holy Book's attitude towards it is complex and nuanced. Predominantly, the Quran views magic as a dangerous practice, one that can lead to spiritual harm. We cannot talk about magic without mentioning the story of the Prophet Suleiman, Allah gave him the power to talk to animals, to command demons or jinn, and the power to command the wind. In verse 35 to 38, God says he prayed, "My Lord, forgive me and grant me an authority that will never be matched by anyone after me. You are indeed the giver of all bounties." So we subjected to him the wind, blowing gently at his command to wherever he pleased. And we subjected to him every builder and diver of the jinn, and others bound together in chains. Prophet Suleiman was given all this power, and he was still grateful and good. He put the jinns to work. They built him beautiful palaces and other things. On one occasion, Prophet Suleiman asked the jinns in his commands to bring him Queen Balkis' throne before her arrival. In verse 27, 38, 40 it says, Solomon asked, "O chiefs, which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me in full submission?" Ifrit said, "I can bring it to you before you rise from this council of yours, and I am quite strong and trustworthy for this task." But the one who had knowledge of the scripture said, "I can bring it to you in the blink of an eye." So when Solomon saw it placed before him, he exclaimed, "This is by the grace of my Lord to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful. And whoever is grateful, it is only for their own good, but whoever is ungrateful, surely my Lord is self-sufficient, most generous." As we see, those jinns had magic that they used in the time they were serving Prophet Suleiman long after he died in his throne. In 34:14, God says, when we decreed Solomon's death, nothing indicated to the subjected jinn that he was dead except the termites eating away his staff. So when he collapsed, the jinn realized that if they had really known the unseen, they would not have remained in such humiliating servitude. As we see in this verse, demons can't see the future. After years passed and those jinn disbelieved and they were teaching the human some evil magic, in verse 2, 102, 103, God says, they instead followed the magic promoted by the devils during the reign of Solomon. Never did Solomon disbelieve. Rather, the devils disbelieved. They taught magic to the people, along with what had been revealed to the two angels, Harut and Marut, in Babylon. The two angels never taught anyone without saying, "We are only a test for you, so do not abandon your faith." Yet people learned magic that caused a rift even between husband and wife. Although their magic could not harm anyone except by Allah's will, they learned what harmed them and did not benefit them, although they already knew that whoever buys into magic would have no share in the hereafter. Miserable indeed was the price for which they sold their souls. If only they knew. If only they were faithful and mindful of Allah, there would have been a better reward from Allah if only they knew. As we follow this true story, it's clear magic exists in this world. The magic to separate people have been learned before, and it exists. And evil magic that those demons in Suleiman reign taught people in Babylon reinforces this message in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 90, cautioning against the use of magic and its potential to lead individuals astray from the path of righteousness. It is seen as a tool that can cause division among people, disrupt the harmony of families, and even lead to disbelief and apostasy. The Quran's perspective on magic, as highlighted in Surah Al-An'am, verse 100, is closely tied to its emphasis on monotheism and the rejection of polytheism. Magic is often associated with the worship of entities other than Allah, making it a form of shirk, or associating partners with Allah, which is considered the gravest sin in Islam. So, while the Quran acknowledges the existence of magic, it does not endorse its practice. Instead, it warns against its dangers in Surah Al-Baqarah 102, emphasizing that those who engage in such practices are treading on dangerous ground, risking their faith and their afterlife. This perspective on magic is not intended to instill fear, but rather to provide guidance. It's a reminder of the importance of faith, righteousness, and the dangers of straying from the path of truth and ending in hell forever. In 2:208, God says, "O believers, enter into Islam wholeheartedly and do not follow Satan's footsteps. Surely he is your sworn enemy." In this world we are living in a time of ignorance, where witches are in the open and on TV, casting spells. All the magic trick the magicians do is helped by jinn demons. But people are so naive. We must be on guard. The unseen jinns are working harder with their human minions, and they are watching us. The Quran offers a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of magic, urging us to tread carefully. The depths of Surah Al-Jinn, verse 6, that speaks about the unseen forces at work in the world. We also explored Surah Al-Falaq, that reminds us of seeking refuge in Allah from the evil that may be created in the universe. So be vigilant and recite the protection verses. Join us next for more knowledge. Please share this. Thank you.